Hey folks, John Ferguson Smart here. A question that came up recently from someone in a team that I'm working with is, should product owners really be writing acceptance criteria? And the reason this question came up was that typically what these stories that this team was getting would look like is there would be a description in plain English of the business requirement. And then there would be a given when then statement in the acceptance criteria section, which basically rephrased the description with the words given when then. Now, the problem with that is that it's basically a waste of space. It's basically a waste of time for the product owner, and it's also a distraction from the discovery process. Now, what I mean by that is that when you come to review those user stories, when you come to talk through them and talk about them in your requirements discovery sessions, in your sprint planning or whatever you do, then you will have this acceptance criteria. Given I'm on this page, when I want to do this, then I should be able to do that, which would be a rubbish acceptance criteria, but it's fairly typical of the sort of thing you see. And the problem is that when you have that acceptance criteria, well, that's a given. That's the acceptance criteria. You don't need to do any work to find any others because that is the acceptance criteria. You see what I mean? You see the problem there? Because in fact, what a discovery session should be about is trying to discover the acceptance criteria and identify them and explore the edge cases, explore the unknown, explore the uncertainty, and figure out what it is you don't know and whether you have a complete understanding of the requirement. And that is much easier to do if you don't have any acceptance criteria, if you have a blank slate and you have to find them, rather than wasting time coming up with one that gives the impression that you already have one, but actually it's just a rephrasing of the description in poorly structured gherkin. So that's my take on should we write acceptance criteria in our user stories. I'll talk more about this in other videos, but if you are rephrasing your acceptance criteria, rephrasing the description in a given when then structure, then it's less than worthless. It's actually a bad habit. You should ditch that totally and start to come up with the acceptance criteria together as a team. Okay, thanks for listening, folks.